Ooh. Hello world! For this episode, we're in my bedroom. Welcome! I've got myself a little bit of tea and I'm freshly showered, no makeup whatsoever, because this week we're talking about authenticity. Did you watch Lindsay Ellis's video yet? Did you?
YouTube is the medium of authenticity.
So in Lindsay Ellis's video called YouTube Manufacturing Authenticity for Fun and for Profit, Lindsay breaks down the central tenet of YouTube and argues that authenticity on YouTube is ultimately a performance or some kind of rhetoric or illusion.
I do calls to action when PBS tells me what to say.
Yeah.
It's like someone on Twitter actually called me out on that. They were like, it's weird hearing you do a call to action. It's very not on brand. And I'm like,
Yeah. You know, if you're going to have a website, you might as well use Squarespace. That's their new motto.
Yes, you know what? Just fucking do it.
Just stop.
Squarespace.
Yeah.
Just fucking do it.
Don't try to be all fancy and shit.
You don't know what you're doing. Just get a Squarespace. Come on.
It's good. We're really good at this.
You'd think that the sobering critique would stand outside of the economic structures it deconstructs, since no brand would ever want to sponsor a video that targets YouTube as an entire industry along with itself, right? Well,
This video was brought to you by Squarespace.
what? The video is sponsored? Yeah, and so are a lot of videos that tell us to slow down our productivity, to get off social media, to buy less, and to generally refuse what the gurus of the internet are offering. In these cases, the brands are essentially buying videos that tell the viewer to not support the brand. And at first, that makes no sense. But these videos get a lot of eyeballs, and that's a lot of eyeballs for the sponsor as well. So why do these brands sponsor these self-critical, self-reflexive videos, and why do these videos work? It goes back to YouTube's central tenet, authenticity. Traditionally, YouTube has positioned itself as the homegrown, unfiltered, intimate counterpart to traditional media like film and television. Anyone with an account can theoretically upload anything within reason, and often this led to individuals who didn't have access to film and television to find their voice on social media. This essentially built YouTube's reputation for being authentic. But remember, YouTube is still media. There's still construction and artifice and performance involved. It might seem like the backstage or the intimate look, but by putting up a camera and clicking record, YouTube turns a moment in reality into a piece of media, a construction of reality. As Alice Marwick says, authenticity is negotiated symbolically, meaning that we're not really talking about whether or not YouTubers are actually authentic, but how they construct authenticity in their performance of themselves online. I feel like there are two forms of authenticity relevant to our discussion right now. The first of which is an illusion of the intimate. In this form, there's no recognition of external filtering on the video. You know, this is me. This is a direct connection between me as a content creator and you as a video viewer. Here's my daily life. I have nothing to hide. I think this is what most people think of when we talk about authenticity. And in this version, money doesn't really mesh well. Brand deals are almost seen as an invasion between the direct connection between the content creator and the viewer, and is kind of detrimental to the YouTuber's overall level of authenticity. Oh, they're speaking for the brand now instead of themselves. That's not what I signed up for. Unsubscribe. For the sake of clarity, I'm going to call this the sellout mentality, or the idea that authenticity and money do not mix. And it's not just people who disapprove of the sellout when it comes to this mentality. It also manifests in people who lament that YouTube is this way. I might not like the fact that I have to choose between authenticity and money, but if I think that's what my audience is looking for, then yes, I absolutely think that the sellout mentality is alive and thrives on YouTube. This mentality is held by a lot of researchers on the topic who've written considerably on how people in the creative fields feel like they have to hide away their economic motivations in order to appear authentic and passion-driven. And this can lead to a lot of problems because your work starts to look like your hobby and professional development starts to look like personal growth. And then if that's the case, there's no point in paying you because you would have done the work anyways. This is what we call precarious labor, or labor that's not only difficult but also dangerous because it's unpredictable and often lacks safety nets. Researchers have found that creative workers tend to hide away that precarity along with their economic motivation, which can lead to a glorification of not getting paid, not having job security, so on and so forth. But this kind of means that brand deals on YouTube are kind of doomed from the start. Either the YouTuber is going to get burned out and all of the precarity and money is going to come spewing out, or audiences are going to feel that tension and unsubscribe because they don't think their YouTuber is being authentic anymore. But if brand deals are doomed to fail, how come they're still around and becoming more ubiquitous than ever? This is where our second definition of authenticity might come in handy. Authenticity built on self-reflexivity and critique.
Oh, hello, camera. I didn't see you there. I didn't wake up 10 minutes ago and get this camera ready and put it on my nightstand and then crawl back into bed and then pretend to wake up again. No, no, no. That's not how it happened.
Along with the intimacy previously talked about, YouTube also thrives on a rhetoric of revealing the backstage. Behind the scenes videos are infinite on YouTube, as are videos about betrayal behind the curtains, or secret failures or successes, or even just the process behind a result. If taken to the extreme, then YouTube is eventually going to start turning on itself and revealing its own backstage. Videos about how to grow your channel, how to make money, how to film and edit your videos, how to get brand sponsorships. Gone are the days when YouTubers just said, oh, I kind of just made a video and it became a success by accident. YouTuber is now one of the hottest professions that kids want to pursue. So I think it's kind of safe to say that everybody knows that YouTubers can make money on the platform. But this knowledge of the mechanisms behind YouTube as an industry kind of go against the sellout mentality, which assumes that audiences are either unwilling or unable to see the money-making processes behind a channel. The sellout mentality honestly makes the audience out to be cultural dupes, and doesn't recognize the vast amount of work that audiences put into supporting YouTube as an industry as well. Rather, the authenticity that audiences are after might not be the illusion of passion or a lack of money, but being critical and reflexive and transparent about both money and passion. I call this the professionalization mentality, which recognizes YouTuber as a profession and YouTubers as professional individuals who require income, training, and industry support. Accordingly, maybe some, but not all precarity is actually hidden away. YouTuber burnout, for example, isn't banned on the site. Far from it, it fuels a lot of people's content, and hopefully also professional help for those YouTubers. Under the professionalization mentality, brand deals make a lot more sense, since this mentality would recognize brand sponsorships as part of the YouTube profession. That's not to say, however, that all brand deals work equally well. There seem to be a couple of insights that we can glean from the most ubiquitous sponsors. Number one, brands recognizing that the YouTubers community isn't their brand community. I'm sorry if I mispronounce any names, but according to Sahar Musavi, Stuart Roper, and Kathleen A. Keeling, brand communities are, quote, aggregations of individuals who interact online, focusing on a particular brand as their shared interest. For the YouTuber's audience, that's the YouTuber, and not the brand that they're working with. Interestingly, the sellout mentality would have the YouTuber appear as part of the brand community and attempt to recruit others in their own fan base as part of the brand community as well.
It is amazing. I love it so much.
So I love it. Wow.
This can honestly turn the audience off, because at the end of the day, they're here to support their YouTuber. And so when the sponsor asks for too much, then it feels like the sponsor is trying to poach members from this YouTuber's community and alter the purpose of the community. Rather, brands that don't seem to force genuine endorsement seem to fare better. They're here for their shout out, they make their brand known, and then they bleed into the background to allow the YouTuber to do what they do best, and that's connect with the audience. Audiences know that the brand exists without being fatigued by either the YouTuber or the brand. Number two, brands that are related to the YouTuber profession directly. Despite there being many different genres on YouTube, the things that YouTubers share is that they work on social media or the internet, they more or less require skills in video editing and production, and they generally talk about cultural phenomena and life advice. This means that website builders, skill learning platforms, and book and other media delivery platforms are most widely applicable for all YouTubers across genres. Coupled with a large marketing budget that targets social media specifically, these brands are likely to be the most ubiquitous and standardized across YouTubers. Number 3, the brand itself has built-in values that emphasize collaboration and prioritize the creator over the platform. I got this point from
Squarespace. I meant Squarespace.
since their entire marketing campaign seems to revolve around collaboration. The website profiles they have on their own platform emphasize the creator's personal vision, rather than their role realizing the vision. This gives the credit to the user, much like YouTube does. By letting creators take center stage, the brand is allowing the breathing room necessary to make authentic, close connections that foster future engagement. So overall, these points allow brand deals to appear more like commercials than infomercials.
I've been getting harassing for being bald. I'm only a young man. No more dates without being called old man, but the babes are back.
Their goal is not to convince the viewer, but just stay on the viewer's radar. Do this enough times, and viewers will start to notice that YouTubers consistently use the same brands, making these brands a central and integral part of YouTube's own culture. Therefore, as YouTube culture grows, so do the brands. And ultimately, that's why I think brands are willing to sponsor self-reflexive or critical videos about YouTube, because those videos are about YouTube itself. And these videos appeal to YouTube's sense of authenticity while also allowing the brand deal to exist, because they recognize the economic structures that underlie the platform. To summarize, today we covered 2 types of authenticity, one based on intimacy and the other based on self-reflexivity, as well as 2 mentalities in regards to brand deals on YouTube. The sellout mentality that says that money and authenticity don't mix, and the professionalization mentality, which says that money is a necessary part of being a YouTuber, and being transparent and self-reflexive about that is part of the authenticity that you put on the internet. I hope that wasn't too convoluted. If you have any thoughts or comments, please leave them in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys next time. Keep thinking, my friends. This is water, by the way. Authenticity.